Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Andrew and happy Friday. So Friday celebrates the Norse goddess Frigg. Now it also potentially celebrates Freya as well. At one point, some people believe that Frigg and Freya might have actually started out as the same goddess, but then over time been split into two different gods later on. That being said, there's a lot of debate over it and there's no clear consensus on this. So for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to say that Friday celebrates Frigg. However, I may have to update that later depending on how, what gets decided. So in Old Norse, Fredagra, and in Old English, Frigadag, both mean Frigg's Day. Frigg is a very similar goddess to the Greek and Roman goddesses Aphrodite and Venus, and is the goddess of love in Norse mythology. And so in Norse mythology, Frigg was married to Odin, and she was the undisputed queen of the Norse gods. And although Odin was the god of wisdom, Frigg was also very clever. And they would make bets against each other over certain events that took place in the 9 realms. And Odin asked for Frigg's opinion and advice regularly, which showed just how much he appreciated her intellect and wisdom. Odin and Frigg had a son named Baldur, and it was said that Frigg would move mountains for her son. Well, one night, both Baldur and Frigg had the same nightmare in which it showed the demise of Baldur. And when learning this, Odin mounted Sleipnir, his 8-legged horse, and rode to Hel, the realm of the dead. When he arrived, Odin resurrected an oracle that could decipher the nightmare. The oracle confirmed that Baldur would die and that those that loved him would mourn. Odin returned and told Frigg the news, and she was absolutely devastated. Determined to stop the prophecy, Frigg approached all things in creation and made them swear an oath to never hurt Baldur. Frigg took these oaths from all things, including water, fire, iron, metals of every kind, stones, earths, trees, sickness, beasts, and birds. All things except from the innocent shrub of mistletoe. Unfortunately, though, Loki, while disguised as a woman, asked Frigg if all things had sworn the oath to not harm Baldur. Not realizing it was Loki, Frigg shared that she had not made mistletoe swear the oath. Loki immediately left and fashioned a spear of mistletoe. When he returned, the other gods were throwing missiles and spears at Baldur, making a game out of his invulnerability. Loki gave the spear to the blind god Hodr, meaning slayer, and he threw it at Baldur, mortally wounding him. Frigg was overwhelmed by Baldur's death, and Hermund, Baldur's brother, goes to Hel and talks to Hel. Now, I have to point out here, Hel is the location of the realm of the dead, but Hel is also the goddess that looks after that realm. There's a version of her in Thor Ragnarok, which they named Hela. The Marvel movie, if you've seen it. So Hermund goes to Hel and talks to Hel and asks Hel to release Baldur because he is the most beloved being in all of creation. Hel agrees to this on the condition that all things weep for Baldur. And so as soon as Hermund has shared that news with Frigg and the other Aesir gods, they sent the messengers throughout the known world. They approached humans, animals, plants, trees, and even inanimate objects such as rocks. And when hearing of his death, all things wept for Baldur. The last entity they found was a giantess named Thok in a very remote cave. But when hearing the news, she refused to cry for Baldur, and in so doing condemned the god to be in hell forever. Now it turned out that Thok was actually really Loki in disguise, and so the trickster god made sure Baldur stayed where he sent him. So, happy Frigg's Day, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.